Welcome back, traders. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful weekend and are ready to come back and trade with us once again. So, as we roll into our second week of March, we have already made 400 pips, 405 to be exact, and we are very close to reaching our 1000 pip target for the month. So, week one was amazing, very profitable. Now, let's bring that momentum into week two and let's try to bag some more pips as well. Now on the daily time frame, the first setup I want to talk about is GBPAUD. On the daily time frame, you can see that we are in a bullish trend. So if I were to just zoom out, you can see that gradually we are making our higher lows, showing us that we are in a bullish trend. Now, price had trouble breaking above 1.975, which is acting as a huge level of key level resistance. And you can see how we had our first rejection and then our second rejection. Both times we had a huge bearish reaction, pushing price back towards the downside. Now, if we were to just look at our previous higher low and measure the impulsive move using our fib tool, so higher low up to the higher high, you can see that this bearish push right here, so this bearish push was simply a retracement of the overall bullish trend. So you can see that the 61.80% was held pretty strongly as no bodily closure came below, and the 2 wicks over here spiked through 71% and kissed our 78.60%. We also had a rejection off of 1.93520, which was acting as a level of support here as well. Now, with our bias, which is bullish, I am going to be looking for a buy trade. But for us to actually go about entering this trade, we would have to wait for a few things to line up. One of them being a daily closure above 1.96250, which is our daily key level. So we would have to wait for a closure above, a bodily closure, and then we would have to wait for a retest to occur, and then a continuation back up to 1.975. Now, this could even push up even further and create a new higher high. But the way that price is looking, we just want to be able to catch around a good amount of pips without having to hold the trade on for too long, because we do have other setups we want to get to as well. So 1.975 would be our target for the week ahead. Obviously, I want to emphasize the point we would have to wait for the daily closure on Monday. Once we have that daily closure above, we would wait for the retest and the continuation back up. Now, if I were to just drop down on the 4-hour time frame, you can see how 1.96250 is acting as a level of resistance. A lot of spiky behavior here, where price would throw its spike up and immediately push back towards the downside, showing that there is a lot of bears trying to push price down over here. Therefore, if we have a closure above, this would mean that the bulls have actually overtaken the bears, and the bulls would just immediately switch that momentum back towards the upside and continue the overall trend. So we would simply have to wait for a daily closure above 1.96250, wait for that retest and the continuation. Now, with our trade, we would wait for the retest to occur. We would enter that buy trade over here. Our take profit would be at our key level of 1.975, which is around 125 pips. And our stop loss could just match our risk reward ratio of 1 to 3. So around over here would be nice. Around 35 pips would be a very good risk reward. We would be risking 35 pips for a potential gain of around 125. So this is what I'll be looking at on GBPAUD. I just want to quickly review. We have to wait for the daily closure. We are in an overall uptrend. We have to wait for 1.96250 to be taken out. If the daily closure happens to close below, then I won't be looking to enter any trades on GBPAUD. Okay, so daily closure above, retest, we enter that buy. Our target would be set at 1.975. And then depending on how price action reacts around here, we could enter a potential second trade opportunity on GBPAUD, but we will cross that bridge once we get to it. So GBPAUD, our setup number one.